Hello again. Welcome to the Organizational Theory and Design course. Today we'll continue with Chapter 4, Organizational Strategy, Design, and Effectiveness. We will start this chapter by talking about strategy, then we'll talk about functional level strategy, business level strategy, corporate level strategy, international strategy, and lastly, organizational effectiveness. Let's start with strategy. One of the primary responsibilities of top managers and executives is to give direction to organizations. They establish goals and strategies which influence how organizations should be designed in order to adapt to organizational environments. A mission often states in general terms the firm's purpose and philosophy. These mission statements can often be found in most companies' websites. In order to accomplish its mission, an organization formulates and implements specific strategies. A strategy determines an organization's basic long-term goals and objectives, including courses of action and allocation of resources in order to reach those goals. When an organization is able to achieve competitive advantage from its unique skills, knowledge, and abilities of managers and employees in value-creating activities, this leads to its core competence. A core competence distinguishes a company from its competitors and emerges over a period of time through organizational learning. Managers should identify what is the firm's core competence and then build a strategy around it. There are two major sources of core competencies: specialized resources and coordination abilities. A typical organization often considers three levels of strategy: corporate level, business level, and functional level. Note that these levels are interconnected and therefore should be aligned together. Let's see what these three different levels are about. Our first level is functional level strategy. Functional level strategy concerns developing distinctive competencies by functional areas or departments such as research and development or production, as well as their ability to coordinate among various departments to provide competitive advantage. Core competencies are often embedded in the skills, resources, and capabilities at the functional level. Therefore, they need to be matched with a firm's corporate and business strategies to create a competitive advantage. Each firm has its own set of functional departments. The major ones are marketing and sales, finance and accounting, production, R&D, HR, and information systems. These create value by utilizing skills and knowledge to efficiently and effectively transform inputs into products and services. Organizational structure and culture are important to a firm's functional level strategy because they need to support the development of skills, knowledge, and expertise. These include providing various and adequate resources needed and coordination abilities to use those resources effectively by the functional departments. The next level is business level strategy. Business level strategy defines an organization's approach to improve its competitive position within its specific industry or market segment. Typically, top managers are responsible for formulating a business-level strategy and for managing the firm's resources to obtain competitive advantage. Business strategy can be competitive to be used against competitors, or it can be cooperative by working with one or more competitors to gain advantage against other competitors. A competitive business strategy would position a firm in an industry to outperform its competitors. A firm can choose to produce lower-priced products and services using a low-cost business-level strategy. But if a firm chooses to produce for a customer group who wants unique or differentiated products, then this is a differentiation business-level strategy. On the other hand, firms pursuing a focused business-level strategy would put all their efforts and resources to serve that particular segment well. Also, an organization can pursue cooperative business strategies to gain competitive advantage within its industry by working with rather than against others. This can be done using strategic alliances. A strategic alliance is any cooperative efforts of two or more organizations to achieve strategic objectives of developing, producing, or selling products or services. The other level is corporate level strategy. Primary responsibilities of top management at the corporate level include setting the direction of the entire organization, formulating a corporate strategy, selecting businesses to compete in, and managing corporate resources and capabilities. A corporate level strategy defines the scope of the firm or the organizational domain in which it competes. With a direction of growth, a firm can apply existing core competencies in creating value to a new market or related industry. The firm should adopt a growth strategy only if growth is expected to create value while earning above-average returns. A corporate-level strategy of diversification allows a firm to use its core competencies to pursue opportunities in several industries and product markets. At the same time, successful diversification can reduce the variability in a firm's overall profitability as the earnings are generated from several different business units. In general, motives to enhance value creation resulting from a diversification strategy are to improve a firm's overall performance, to achieve economies of scope, to transfer core competencies among business units, to increase market power, and to improve internal capital allocation. Now we can move on to international strategy. An international strategy involves choosing the best strategy to expand into international markets. An organization can seek to do business in another country in order to develop and exploit its core competencies, to increase market size, and to find low-cost factors of production such as low-cost labor and raw materials. However, managers will face different problems, threats, and complexities in dealing with international strategies and how to best design the organizations for successful internal expansion. When entering into businesses abroad, firms should have some unique features which are sources of their competitive advantage. The resources and capabilities in a firm's home country often give advantages that allow the firm to pursue international markets. There are 4 attributes that can lead to national competitive advantage. These are factor conditions, demand conditions, related and supporting industries, firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. Organizations pursuing international corporate-level strategy often concentrate on the scope of their operations with diversification through both product and geography. They can use 3 strategies at this level: multi-domestic, global, and transnational. Before we end, we should try to understand organizational effectiveness. A manager's main responsibility is to develop the organizational capacity to create value. For example, to generate a more effective organization. Effectiveness is a broad concept that is difficult to define and measure as organizations are diverse and fragmented. One way to define effectiveness under the goal approach is to look at the degree to which an organization achieves its goals or how well it is performing. There are official goals and operative goals that are created by managers within an organization. The external resource approach focuses on the ability of organizations to acquire inputs from their external environment. It is useful when there is a clear connection between inputs and performance. The internal process approach focuses on the transformation process and to what extent organizational skills and resources are used to convert into finished products or services. The strategic constituency approach is concerned with how successfully an organization satisfies its strategic constituency or the key stakeholder groups from which it requires support to survive and thrive. The balanced scorecard approach is an integrated measure of organization effectiveness that includes not only traditional financial measurements and business processes, but also includes concerns for customers and employees. And finally, similar to the balanced scorecard approach, the competing value approach tries to balance concerns from various parts of an organization. So, this is the end of our program for Chapter 4 of the Organizational Theory and Design course. In this chapter, we identified various levels of strategies and ways that managers can use to develop core competencies, to compete for scarce sources, and to grow and create value. Goodbye and see you in our next program, Chapter 5.